Have you ever wondered what would happen if you encountered a polar bear in the wild? Quite the chilling thought, isn't it? One moment you're traipsing along the frosty tundra, the next you're locking eyes with one of nature's most formidable predators. Our planet is vast, and the likelihood of such an encounter is relatively slim. But every year a handful of individuals find themselves in this very predicament. Imagine, if you will, the shock that would ripple through you, your heart pounding like a drum, the icy air turning to shards in your lungs as you gasp. The stark white beast before you, a stark contrast against the snowy backdrop, its black eyes piercing your very soul. Now, onto the statistics. Each year there are about 24 recorded human polar bear encounters worldwide. That's right, 24. Not exactly a common occurrence, but not as rare as one might hope either. And the outcomes? Well, they're a mixed bag. Some folks manage to escape with nothing more than an adrenaline-fueled tale to tell, while others, let's just say they aren't as fortunate. You see, polar bears are apex predators. They're on top of the food chain in the Arctic, and they're not exactly known for their hospitality. Weighing up to 1,600 pounds and standing as tall as 10 feet, these beasts are built for survival in one of the harshest environments on Earth. So if they perceive you as a threat, or worse, as prey, you're in for a rather unpleasant experience. But here's the silver lining: just because you encounter a polar bear doesn't mean you're automatically on the menu. These creatures are more complex than you might think, and their reactions can be influenced by a variety of factors. So, are you doomed if you meet a polar bear face to face? Not necessarily, but as we'll explore in the coming scenes, there are certainly measures you can take to tip the odds in your favor. Firstly, it's crucial to understand the creature you could potentially face. Dive into the icy waters of the Arctic, and you'll find yourself in the domain of the polar bear. These majestic animals are the largest land carnivores on Earth, with males tipping the scales at between 800 to 1,600 pounds. That's roughly the weight of a small car, mind you, yet despite their humongous size, they are swift movers both on land and in water. Now, don't be fooled by their seemingly slow and lumbering gait. When the need arises, a polar bear can sprint at speeds of up to 25 miles per hour. That's faster than Usain Bolt, the fastest human on the planet. So if you're thinking of outrunning one, you might want to rethink that strategy. As for their hunting prowess, polar bears are apex predators. Their favorite meal? Seals. Polar bears have been known to wait patiently for hours by a seal's breathing hole, only to strike with deadly precision when the unsuspecting prey emerges. Their powerful forepaws can kill a seal with a single swipe, and their sharp teeth can tear through thick blubber like a hot knife through butter. These bears are also excellent swimmers, capable of navigating icy waters with ease. They can swim continuously for days, covering distances of more than 60 miles without resting. Their layer of blubber, up to 4 inches thick, provides insulation against the cold, and their white fur offers perfect camouflage against the snow. But what makes them truly formidable is their intelligence. Polar bears are curious and highly adaptable, with a keen sense of smell that can detect a seal up to a mile away, even under 3 feet of solid ice. So, you see, a polar bear is not just a large, fluffy creature from a Coca-Cola commercial. It's a powerful, fast and intelligent predator, perfectly adapted to the harsh Arctic environment. Now that you understand what a formidable opponent a polar bear can be, let's discover some survival strategies. What if you found yourself staring down a polar bear? What would you do? Let's imagine for a moment. You're in the Arctic, the wind is howling, and there's snow crunching under your boots. Suddenly, a polar bear emerges from the white expanse. This is not a creature you want to cross paths with, my dear listeners, but here we are. Hypothetically speaking, of course. First and foremost, avoid direct eye contact. In bear language, that's a challenge, and trust me, you don't want to challenge a polar bear. They're the largest land predators on Earth, and you, my friend, are not. Next, use your voice. Speak in a firm, low tone. You're not trying to scare the bear, but rather to let it know you're human, not a seal or a tasty snack. Remember, no sudden movements and no high-pitched screams. We're going for confident human, not frightened rabbit. Now you're going to want to back away slowly. Don't turn your back on the bear. And whatever you do, don't run. In the Bear Olympics, humans wouldn't even qualify for the preliminaries. A polar bear can reach speeds of up to 40 kilometers per hour. To put that into perspective, Usain Bolt, the fastest human on Earth, reaches about 44 kilometers per hour at his peak, and he's not doing that on ice in heavy boots and a parka. While you're backing away, try to make yourself look bigger. If you're wearing a coat, open it up. If you've got a backpack, hold it above your head. This might make the bear think twice about messing with you. These are the recommended steps to take during a polar bear encounter. They might not guarantee your safety, but they will increase your chances of walking away from this chilling encounter. But what if these strategies don't work and the polar bear attacks? Well, that's a story for another scene. Stay tuned. In the unlikely event that a polar bear attacks, survival is still possible. While it's not a situation anyone would willingly walk into, it's always best to be prepared with some key survival strategies. Firstly, protecting your vital areas is crucial. If you find yourself in the unfortunate position of a polar bear attack, use your arms to shield your face and neck. These areas are more vulnerable, and a strike here could be fatal. Secondly, playing dead can sometimes work. If the attack is defensive rather than predatory, playing dead might just convince the bear that you're no longer a threat. Lie flat on your stomach, clasp your hands behind your neck, and tuck in your legs. The goal is to make yourself as unappealing as possible, but remember, this isn't a foolproof method. Next, use anything at hand as a weapon. This might sound a bit like a scene from an action movie, but if you're carrying something like a stick, a rock, or even a camera, use it to fend off the bear. Aim for sensitive areas like the eyes and nose. It's also important to note that these survival strategies are a last resort. The best way to survive a polar bear encounter is to avoid it altogether. Be aware of your surroundings, make noise to warn bears of your presence, and always give them plenty of space. They are, after all, majestic creatures that deserve our respect and distance, and if you're in polar bear territory, carry bear spray. It's a highly effective deterrent that can stop a bear in its tracks. It's not a guarantee, but it significantly increases your chances of surviving an encounter. So, while it's a daunting scenario, it's not a death sentence. It's about staying calm, thinking clearly, and using whatever resources you have at your disposal. Though it's a chilling thought, surviving a polar bear encounter is not impossible. So, could a human survive an encounter with a polar bear? Let's take a quick journey back through the icy landscapes we've traversed together. We've explored the chilling possibility of coming face to face with a polar bear, a creature that is as majestic as it is powerful. We've delved into the surprising statistics, reminding us that our chances of encountering these magnificent beasts are thankfully slim, but not impossible. We've discovered that polar bears are the largest land carnivores in the world, with males sometimes weighing more than a small car. Yet despite their size, they are incredibly agile and can reach speeds of up to 25 miles per hour. We've also learned about the incredible strength of these creatures, their clawed paws capable of decimating anything in their path, and their powerful jaws that can snap bones like twigs. Yet they are not mindless killing machines. They are intelligent, curious, and are known to play with objects just like we do. Next, we took a hypothetical plunge into the icy, heart-stopping scenario of a human versus a polar bear. We've discussed the importance of showing no fear, making yourself appear larger, and the last resort action of playing dead. But let's not forget, these strategies are far from foolproof. The sheer power and predatory instincts of a polar bear are not to be underestimated. Finally, we've delved into the survival strategies one can employ should this unlikely encounter take place. We've learned that preparation and awareness are key. Knowing the signs of a polar bear's presence, carrying deterrents, and understanding their behavior can all help increase your chances of survival. So, to answer our initial question, yes, it's theoretically possible to survive an encounter with a polar bear, but it's a situation best avoided. Remember, the beauty of nature is best admired from a safe distance, and these majestic creatures deserve our respect and space. Remember, the best way to survive an encounter with a polar bear is to avoid one in the first place. Stay safe out there,